romantic drama story script, Wispers of Karachi night. Karachi never sleeps. The streets are always alive with honking rickshaws, crowded tea stalls, and lights that paint the night sky. But hidden in this restless city was a story that belonged not to Karachi itself, but to two young souls who were searching for meaning. Aisha adjusted her dupatta as she walked into the university campus. She was a bold, intelligent girl from Karachi, always surrounded by friends, her laughter echoing like a song. But today, her laughter stopped when her eyes caught someone new. Bilal, a quiet boy from Kuwait, recently shifted to Karachi for higher studies. His accent was different, his clothes simple, his eyes carrying the weight of untold stories. Bilal was sitting in a corner, sipping chai, lost in a book. Aisha, to her friend, whispering, "Who is he? I haven't seen him before." Friend, "Oh, that's Bilal from Baluchistan. Seems like he doesn't talk much." Later, in the library, fate played its card. Aisha couldn't reach a book on the top shelf. Bilal stepped forward, picked it for her, and handed it without a word. Aisha, smiling, "Thank you. You don't talk much, do you?" Bilal softly, "Some stories don't need words." That moment lingered. Days passed. Aisha noticed him in every corner of campus. He was different from the others, calm, observant, mysterious. Slowly, their paths began to cross more often. One day, sitting at the canteen, she teased him, "Aisha, do you ever smile?" Bilal, "Only when someone gives me a reason." Aisha, laughing, "Then maybe I should try harder." They started studying together. They shared chai by the sea at Clifton, walking barefoot in the sand. Karachi's noisy streets became their secret escape routes, as if the city itself wanted them to meet again and again. But Bilal was not just a boy with silence. He carried burdens. Back in Quetta, his father worked as a small shopkeeper, struggling to educate him. Life had been harsh. His silence was not shyness, it was survival. At night, Aisha would call him, "Aisha, why do you always hide yourself?" Bilal, "Because people like you shine. People like me, we stay in the shadows." Aisha, gently, "Then let me remind you, even shadows prove the presence of light." For the first time, Bilal allowed himself to dream. But love stories in Pakistan rarely flow smoothly. Aisha's family was wealthy, rooted in traditions and reputation. Her father, a businessman, had already planned her engagement with the son of his business partner. "Father, Aisha, you're old enough now. We have found a boy suitable for you. This is not about you alone, it's about family honor, Aisha." "But Abu, my heart doesn't agree." "Father, he is from a wealthy family. What more do you need?" Tears filled her eyes. In that moment, she realized her love for Bilal was not just a choice, it was a rebellion. Bilal sensed the storm before Aisha even told him. He began pulling away. "Bilal, we come from different worlds. Don't fight your family for me." "Aisha, and what about my heart, Bilal? Should I silence it to Bilal? Sometimes silence saves us from pain." Days turned into weeks. Bilal avoided her calls. He drowned himself in studies and part-time jobs, but at night, On the rooftop of his hostel, he would whisper her name to the Karachi sky. The day of Aisha's engagement arrived. The house was decorated with fairy lights, music filled the air, but her heart was breaking. She sneaked out to call Bilal one last time. Aisha crying, "Bilal, if I go through with this, I'll die every day." Bilal, low voice trembling, "And if you don't, Aisha, the world will tear you apart. I can't let you suffer because of me." Before she could argue, he ended the call. But destiny never bows to fear. On the engagement night, as guests filled the hall, Aisha stood in her bridal dress, her dupatta covering her tears. The groom-to-be smiled proudly, but she felt suffocated. Then, in the middle of the ceremony, she did something unthinkable. Aisha stood up, her voice shaking but strong. "Aisha, I cannot marry a man I don't love. My heart belongs elsewhere." Gasps filled the room. Her father's face turned pale with anger. "Father! Aisha, do you know what you're saying?" "Aisha, yes, Abu. For once in my life, I will choose my own destiny." Aisha ran out of the hall, into the Karachi streets, lit with wedding lights. She knew where she had to go. At Bilal's hostel, she knocked at the door. Breathless, Bilal opened, shocked. "Bilal, Aisha, what are you doing here?" Aisha, tears streaming. "I left everything, because you are my everything." For a long moment, silence hung between them. Then Bilal pulled her into an embrace. Bilal whispering, "You don't know what this means to me." "Aisha, I know. And I don't care about the world anymore.